Hey there, I'm David, and this is the Behaviorist Show, helping you bring more calm, connection, and confidence to your classroom. Today we're talking about one of the most powerful tools in behavior support, building relationships. But not just with students, with families, teachers, and administrators who shape their world, because when trust grows, real change follows. When we talk about behavior, we're not just managing a student. We're building a network of trust around that child. We all know relationships with students are important, but let me tell you, building trust with parents and guardians is just as critical. When I first started, I asked the best behaviorist I know, my wife Sarah, what the most critical thing I needed to know about the job. She said, relationships with parents. Form good relationships with your parents. That is number one. When a parent believes that you see their child, not just their challenges, but their strengths, everything changes. And it starts with authentic, frequent communication. In the beginning, communicate every day, if you can. Show them you really know their child. Tell them 3 great things you saw in their kid that day. But don't fake it. Parents know when you're being genuine. So keep an eye out. When they feel that you truly understand who their child is, both the good and the bad, trust begins to grow. And that trust, that's the bridge that turns tough relationships into powerful partnerships for the benefit of the student. So I want to share a little story that really drives this home. Many years ago, I worked with a 6-year-old near the end of his kinder year. He had severe social, emotional, behavioral challenges along with extremely limited communication skills. He needed hand-over-hand guidance just to get through the day. And at times, a lot of times, he would choke, kick other students, and in some ways, his behavior seemed almost feral. Eventually, his behaviors became so disruptive that he was placed in my behavior unit. Now, before he even arrived, I was warned, watch out for those guardians. They're mean, combative, impossible to work with. And I've heard all this before, but I believe in putting all that aside and listening. Teachers had tried explaining his behaviors to them, but every time the parents would just fire back, no, you're wrong. There's nothing wrong with our child, it's all you. The relationship between the school and the guardians had become deeply adversarial. And I get it, teachers were exhausted. When one student dominates your attention all day, frustration builds. You start to see the parent as the problem and not a partner. That's when negative communication takes root, and once that happens, it spreads like wildfire. The school resents the family resents the school, and the child gets caught right in the middle. So when I got this student, I knew the first thing I had to do was just change that narrative around. Every single day, I wrote in a communication notebook, just like this one. Took me 5 minutes, that's all it took. And no matter what, my first note was always positive. Those first few days, my expectations were light. I focused on building connection, getting to know the student and the parents. When something negative needed to be shared, I would sandwich it in between positives. Because consistency and honesty build credibility, but tone builds trust. Over time, those positive deposits built up a relationship bank account. And when you invest in that account consistently, you can handle withdrawals when tough conversations need to happen. By the time that young man reached 5th grade, he was thriving, completely engaged, making friends in his classroom, learning independently. Today, that same student is channeling his energy into his passion, music. That transformation didn't come from just behavior plans or data sheets. It came from authentic, daily communication. They had a genuine belief that relationships can change outcomes. Today, I still communicate with every parent and guardian, good, bad, or indifferent, so they always know how their child's day went. And I built a semi-automatic system that lets me send out quick, up-to-the-minute behavior updates to all the teachers, staff, and guardians involved with each student. It only takes me about 10 to 20 minutes a day, but that time pays massively in dividends. Because at the end of the day, this work isn't about ego. It's not about who's right or wrong. It's about how we can manipulate the situation in a positive way to benefit the educational well-being of the child. So if you take one thing from today, let it be this: relationships drive results, and communication, real, transparent, and consistent communication is the foundation those relationships are built on. Remember, relationships aren't built in a day. They're built day by day. Every conversation, every bit of consistency, every moment of connection adds up to trust. I'd love to hear from you. How do you build trust with the families and teams you work with? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if this helped bring a little piece to your classroom, give it a like, hit subscribe, and share it with a teacher who could use a little more calm in their day. Thank you and have a great day.